Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katya. I have 5 total boxes to unbox for you. I have my 3 June subscriptions, Owlcrate, Moonlight, and Illumicrate. And then I do have a few stragglers from May. I have my Bookish Box combo, and I have my Page&Wick, which is bi-monthly. So let's just get started. So the first one we're gonna get started with is Illumicrate. This is a monthly box, and I believe this is June. We got some wiggly worms. This is very pretty. The book is Nemesis Mine by Amy Archer. It is a very pretty cover. Here's the spine. The edges on the bottom and the top are singular blocks. And then this is an interesting one. It almost looks like it's like a faded color there, but it's actually looks like a needle. But it's very pretty. Here's the back. I do quite like the gloss to matte ratio on this. It's very pretty. Okay, so I'm wondering if Illumicrate is doing this whole thing with the reversibles now, because it did come with a reversible dust jacket. I'm glad that they're doing it because I feel like we were missing out a little bit, and it looks like it's the trade cover. Then it says, he was as picture perfect as the last time Cyrus had laid eyes on him. So handsome, it was almost painful to look directly at him. Beautiful, as radiant as the sun, it was disgusting. Cyrus hated him. That's really cute. I really like the naked hardback. It says wanted. And then the spine. And the back. Wow, the font is actually like huge inside the book. I have a feeling, despite it being like a little over 400 pages, it would be a very quick read with how big the font is. Like, it's huge. The end page for the first one, very pretty. This is like very classical and artsy and like classic. Earth Shaker. Oh, this is really cute. When I saw some people's spoilers on it, I didn't think I would like it, but having it in person is definitely a little different. I can appreciate it a little more. I was going to originally skip this one. I was convinced by the ratings on Goodreads and heard it was kind of funny and good banter, so I decided to not skip it. I rarely skip anything, and this was one of the ones that I was on the border with. Let's find out what this one's about. Once upon a time, there lived the, in parentheses, annoyingly perfect hero Maximilian, a champion with a blinding smile, muscles sculpted by the gods, and an infuriating dedication to all things noble and good. But this isn't his story. Good is boring. Honor is overrated. This is the story of Cyrus, the kingdom's most feared wrongdoer. Something tells me this is like from the Tangled movie, Eugene character. This kind of reminds me of that. Handsome, dastardly, and still relatively young, relatively in parentheses, Cyrus lives for villainy. But even Cyrus must admit, keeping up a fearsome image is a lot of work. So when that golden boy Maximilian offers a deal to fake a rivalry, Cyrus can't resist. A few staged battles, some public drama, it's the perfect way to boost both their reputations. Sure, it means spending more time with his so-called enemy, but how hard could that be? Good to get to know him, fight him, maybe fall for him. Nope, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, so it sounds kind of like a funny story. This is not like it's going to be on the top of my TBR by any means, but it sounds like a great palate cleanser in between like some intense like plot novels that a lot of fantasy novels tend to have. So I'm excited. So that was the Illumicrate for June. The next book is going to be from Owlcrate. This is the June one. The May one apparently had some damages that occurred, and so Owlcrate asked the publisher to reprint, so those are delayed. But this is the June one. This one is on time. This is the adult sub. And this one's also got more wiggly worms. They're my worst nightmare because of the carpeting in my apartment, so yay. Oh, I have heard really good things about this book. Owlcrate has been having an incredible 2026. Like, even the end of 2025, they've been having an amazing last 6 months. But Strange Familiars by Kish or Kesh Chow. Here is the cover. You can hardly see the little kitty because he or she is so dark. Here's the spine. And then the back with Omnia Animalia Aqua. Not that you can read that. I do quite like the design on the front on this one. And then our edges looks like it's stained glass window-esque. Very colorful, very vibrant. And then we got a little kitty. On the reverse, ooh, the naked hardback is pretty. On the reverse, we got some character art. It says, "It's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all." This naked hardback, gorgeous. Wow. Looks like we got like some horned horse thing. We got a cat. We have a lizard, a goat lizard thing. And here's the squared spine. We do have a ribbon bookmark right there. You can also see it right there. The back is the same with the as the front. Again, Owlcrate, you are having a great artistic year so far. This is so beautiful. Looks like a ball scene, or a masquerade, actually, a masquerade ball. And then we got an appearance by a kitty cat with the same characters. I have heard really good things about this book. Let's find out what it's about because I kind of forgot. I know I heard good things, I just don't remember what those good things were. Two scholars of magical veterinary science must put aside their lust and loathing to save the world in the first installment of this whimsical, romantic, dark academia duology. Oh, it's only a duology. At least that means that Owlcrate should for sure complete it. So yay. It says, all Gwendolyn Chan needs is to get through final year of Samir College, where she is on track to graduate as #1 as long as the pretentious Pratt Harris Ford Briggs doesn't beat her to it. Harris Ford Briggs' father, the chief financial officer of Mage Corp, a major global distributor of magic, expects him to come top of the class. Harris Ford, though, can't help but notice that his father has been acting odd, and there are strange whisperings, too, of uncontrollable surges of excess magic. When these magical surges begin to rock London, oh, it's placed in London. That's cool. Causing chaos and explosions and animal familiars going feral, Gwen and Harrisford find themselves reluctantly involved, putting both of their veterinary careers at risk. Along with Gwen's snarky cat familiar, Gwen and Harrisford must team up to diagnose the problem. But as two academic rivals fight their burgeoning feelings, they quickly realize that magic is not the only thing surging. This does sound interesting, and it doesn't look too overwhelmingly long. It's just a little over 400 pages, your typical fantasy novel. It is hand signed though by the author, which is amazing. I did forget to mention the Nemesis Mine has a digital signature on the author letter. I am super looking forward to this book. It does look really, really interesting. The plot seems interesting, like a little bit of a mystery, along with their little snapping at each other slash a little attractiveness towards each other, or magnetism towards each other. But I'm looking forward to reading this book. And again, a lot of people want it, and that usually means that it tends to be a good book. I'm excited to get into it when I actually can. Let's get into the Moonlight box for the month of June. I totally forgot what book this was. I don't remember the title of it or anything like that, so I'm very excited to see what it was. As usual, Moonlight does have like a little card. It says the June subscription, and it does say what the featured book is. Whispers Among Thorns by Cassandra Aston. There is only one rule that truly matters. Never fall in love with a human. Break it and die. Oh boy. Let's check out this book. Here we are. Whispers Among Thorns. The title and the author name, and actually like all the foiling on the front cover is that iridescent foil. Very pretty. And then we have the spine. Looks like this is book 1. I love, love, love this forest green. It's gorgeous. And then here is the top. Same as the bottom. Well, kind of same as the bottom. Just opposing on the concavity. And then we have this beautiful edge. It looks like a fox. And then a cage on the bottom with a bird. One thing with Moonlight, their images never disappoint. Their end pages are always amazing and gorgeous. You know what, I just noticed this looks like maybe it's under the sea, not forest, because these look like seahorse creatures, because there's like water coming up, and then we have an actual foresty thing on the back. But who knows, we'll find out. This is hand signed by the author. And then the series name for it is Deadly Fae Duology. Okay, so it's only 2 books. That's not bad. For every woman who's ever wanted to fling a dagger at a man when he pissed her off. Classy. The second end page, nice and a little bit steam-ish. I totally don't remember what this was about. Exiled to Earth, Sav Briar is supposed to keep her head down. No magic, no mess, no attachments. When the rebel leader's raid hits too close and drags her into their war, she crafts a dangerous plan to save her people. Jack, the rebel leader's son, was meant to watch her, nothing more. Instead, Sav drags him with her to Ferry and turns him into leverage to free the Fae his father holds. It should have been simple. Then, glances linger, arguments burn hot, and the one rule that's kept Sav alive tightens like horns around a heart that refuses to listen. Back on Earth, Jack is branded a traitor and imprisoned for breaking the most sacred law. Sav doesn't need a rescuer. She needs a move no one will see coming, one that might cost her everything. Will loving Jack be the spark that sets 2 worlds on fire? Wow, it actually looks and sounds very interesting. It looks like each chapter's also got this image for it, and it is a duet perspective from what I can see just from looking through it. But here is, if you would like the spoiler, the overlay. Very beautiful, as usual, not surprising, because it is, you know, Moonlight. Looks like it's just under 400 pages. It's 360. So that is the Moonlight of June. My last two remaining boxes for today are both stragglers from the month of May. We have the Bookish combo with Bookish and Darkly. And then the other one is the Page&Wick, which I will follow with shortly. But this is how they package their stuff, in case anybody was wondering. In the first envelope, we have Crown of War and Shadow. This is a duplicate book for me. I already have a version from Owlcrate of this, but this is very much so more beautiful and vibrant than that copy. The other one is very dark, but to be fair, I haven't read either version. Well, I haven't read the book yet. I'm not sure which one is gonna strike with the plot first. I hear the darker version tends to strike with it first, because I think from what I remember reading about the synopsis, it was a little bit of a dark book. Come on, open. Hallelujah. If Bookish Box knows how to do something, it's, oh, I'm just speechless. This is so gorgeous. Oh my goodness. And then it does say book 1 right at the circle. But oh my gosh. Bookish Box, you don't disappoint on an amazing dust jacket cover, or even just regular naked hardback. And then here's the back with a quote on it. The quote says, "One is a compass that will guide you on your quest. The other is the point of it all. Seek out the warrior queen who sees no one to give her her due." Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm too stimulated from this book. This is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Even the reverse. The back of the reverse says, "Love cannot exist in a maze of lies. What if he loved you, even though he knew what you are?" Oh my God, this has nothing on, that Owlcrate copy has nothing on this. My goodness, this is gorgeous. And the naked hardback almost reminds me of Fairy Loot's Heavenly Bodies type of cover, with that picture of a circle. And looks like we see a little bit of shadows. I think it's a shadow. But look at that gold foiling. It's almost like iridescent gold foiling. And then here's the spine. Forgot to show you the other spine, but that is gonna stick out like a sore thumb. It's gorgeous. Then the back looks literally like the front. And I do quite like the formatting. Oh my goodness. Here is the front end page. Wow. I do wish it was in a scene, but, and then I do wish that they were different on front and back, but it is the same on front and back this month for this one. I think this was the Bookish Box pick, and not the Darkly. The Darkly I think is next. For those of you that don't know what this one's about, in the dead of night, passions rise, empires fall, and a queen must awaken. Welcome to the kingdom of the compass. The fulcrum is falling, and demons are slipping into the mortal world. I like a good demon story. No one is safe, especially not Sorrel, an orphan and an outcast within the walls of her small village because of her mystical abilities. She wants to survive and find somewhere she can call her true home. But fate, with a capital F, has other plans. Sorrel has been chosen. Cursed, she must cross the Badlands to return a queen's crown and convince the fearsome sovereign to save their world from destruction. Well aware she's no brave hero, Sorrel makes a dangerous deal with Merc or Merce, something like that. A brooding, commanding mercenary known only by his unscrupulous profession. The deal, a night in his bed. Really? The deal, a night in his bed that she will never forget in exchange for her safe passage. But Merc has secrets of his own, and even though desire runs hot between them, adventure, danger, and betrayal lurk around every corner. Oh, that one sounds interesting. This is so beautiful. Oh my god, I just can't stop being in awe. So pretty. But I'm pretty sure this was the Bookish pick. Oh, I didn't even show you the edges, but it looks like a compass with some shadows coming off of it. And a green, oh, beautiful green dragon. I didn't even know there were dragons in this story. And then some more shadows with a crown. I guess it matches the title. It says Crown of War and Shadow. Do Katya. And all the Bookish and Darkly picks usually come with their own little sticker, which I will use in my book journal whenever I do read this book. My only takeaway from this one that's negative is I wish that the front and the back end page art was different, but you can't always have that, especially when you have such a high quality book like this. Oh my gosh, this feels so good. And we did get a reversible on it, and that would count as another art. The next one I believe is the Darkly pick. It says Across the Vanishing Sky by Catherine Cowles. Let me unwrap it. I do not know anything about this book, but as usual, Bookish Box knows how to make a very, very beautiful cover. It's very minimal, but he kind of, the character reminds me of kind of like grown-up Harry Potter with his glasses. The back reads, "You made me want to reach for things I never thought I could have. You gave me the hope. You gave me hope when I thought it was impossible to hold on. You gave me peace with my darkness." It's cute. Here's the spine. And then our edges. Wonder if there's going to be a dog named Yeti. And then the bottom edge. A Bookish actually didn't foil the reverse dust jacket. This is the first time I've seen it, at least. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't have any negative connotation or positive with it. And then the naked hardback has all the foiling. Very, very gorgeous. And then here's the spine. And then the back, it looks like it's all just a big map, and it looks like a bunch of hiking trails. And the sticker, pain changes us. Grief, trauma, it's all a sculptor's knife, but you let it change you for the better. Wonder if this has like some trauma overcoming journey. Nothing was better than this, and it was all sweeter for everything. We'd battled to get here. I really do quite like the art on the back. It reminds me of like classical painting. I'm wondering what the heck this one is about. He spent a lifetime trying to escape his dark past, but to save her, he'll wade back into the shadows. Braden Winslow never expected to return to Starlight Grove, the town that took everything from her. Oh, Braden is a girl. I thought it was a dude. Oh well. Not after her best friend, the one who'd sacrificed so much for her, vanished without a trace, but with a young son to raise and a past that won't stay buried, Bray is back and determined to uncover the truth. She just didn't count on the brooding, reclusive mountain man living next door. Dex Archer is the stuff of local legend, silent, rugged, and surrounded by whispers of his and his brother's violent father. But Bray sees through the scowl in his parentage to the man beneath. Fiercely loyal, unexpectedly kind, and just dangerous. Somebody just set off a firework. I think it was Juneteenth yesterday, so I think somebody had some leftovers. And just dangerously enough to protect her when someone starts warning her off her search. The closer she gets to the truth, the harder it is to stay away from Dex. And as things get more perilous, Bray realizes the only person she can rely on is the one man who swore never to trust again. Only someone Only someone isn't happy that Bray has been digging, and they'll do anything to stop her. But Dex, he'll do anything to save her, even slip back into the dark. Okay. I have seen a lot of people around Fable reading this book, so I am excited because it seems like... Come on, fireworks. It seems like a very popular pick, so I'm excited to read this. That's the end of the 2 Bookish Box combo books, and our last one is Page&Wick. Page&Wick did finally catch up on their orders. This is the May/June box. I did receive this about the same time as my Moonlight, I believe. So about a week or 2 ago. So very proud of them. And why am I being stupid? Why can't I figure out how to open this? Here's how it comes packaged. I do like the way that they package their stuff. They did send their May theme card. The theme was Call of the Forest for the month of May. This is very beautiful. A Dark Forgetting by Kristen Ciccarelli. Here's the spine. And then the back has a little quote on there. The quote reads, "Dreams, she realized now. Had shadows sides, dreams came with costs." That doesn't make any sense to me, but maybe it will later. The edge, it has like an ombre effect. It's so beautiful. This is the top. This is the main primary edge. It looks like there's like a deer elk thing, and then it goes into the dark. They do not do a reversible. This is very pretty. Here's the naked hardback with the spine with the title on it. Then it looks like we got some musical notes. There is a little color to it at the top there. Very beautiful. We do have like a little forest scene with the deer and some musical notes. And then the back is different on this one, but Page&Wick does tend to do sometimes same back and front edges and papers. Let's find out what this one's about, you guys. Sing us a song of the forest, of the wood king who rules there and the teeth he demands. No matter how far Emmeline Lark runs, the song of the forest reaches her, luring her away from her dreams of the stage and back to her small town and its superstitions. But every superstition is rooted in truth, and when her grandfather goes missing, Emmeline will be forced to return to the Edgewood and the forest beyond. There, even Hawthorne Fell, a lot of these books have a brooding gentleman in it. There, even Hawthorne Fell, a brooding tithe collector, cannot dissuade her from her path, a path that will lead her into the court of the fabled wood king himself, and into a bargain with the deadliest price. And on the bottom it says, a tale comprised of deep emotion, sizzling romance, and a gripping mystery. From the #1 New York Times bestselling author of The Shadows Between Us. I think out of all of the books that I've unboxed so far, this one I think intrigues me the least. I think I mostly want to dig into the Whispers Among Thorns from Moonlight. That one's calling me more than the Call of the Forest. That was it until my fairy loots arrive, and then I'll post that when they do. Let me know what you guys think. I'm super excited to get into majority of the books this month, especially the Moonlight one, and even Nemesis Mine. That one sounds very, very bantery. So I'm super excited about it. So which ones are you guys excited about? Do you get any of these boxes? Let me know. I love getting new books. It's like a Christmas miracle, once a month or multiple times a month, depending on how I open them. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Bye.